Well, during our last Compute This, we talked about the importance of maintaining our computers.
Sort of like going to the dentist for checkups, but instead of cavities, our computers can show problems of their own.
Or Schrock returns from Schrock Innovations. I wouldn't compare it to the dentist.
Hello.
It's not as painful.
No, I've compared it to the dentist
Really?
before. It's not as
Schrock?
painful.
It's not as painful.
It's not as painful.
Okay.
But it's similar in that if you let things, the moral of the story is if you let things get out of hand, then you see some of the stuff that we've seen this week in the shop.
Okay.
Right. You've seen a lot of people who haven't sought out these maintenances in the last 6 months.
Yeah,
so
we
what are you
called
seeing?
all of our customers that hadn't been in the last 6 months for anything. We had 15,000 of them. So some of them haven't been in many moons. So, you know, they came in and, I mean, we were seeing the normal range of stuff. So, for example, power supplies that are starting to go bad. Funny story, a couple days ago, I come to bed, I was putting the baby down, I come to bed, my wife's already asleep pretty much, and she half asleep, she says, will you turn the ceiling fan off? It's making a weird humming noise, and we'll look at it in the morning. I'm like, okay, so I turn the ceiling fan off, go to bed. Next morning I get up, I'm deaf in one ear, I don't hear anything. I leave for work, go do my radio shows. She texts me, she goes, the range is humming. Yeah, and I'm like, well, that's weird. And she goes downstairs, and my UPC that protects all my computer gear from overvoltage was just roaring. I mean, it was like, fans were going, it was running. And so she called OPPD. It turns out the entire area, the whole Kingsbury Hills neighborhood was being overvolted. And nobody knew about it till my wife called in.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
So everyone's computers, everyone's TVs, everyone's appliances in that entire Kingsbury Hills division were being damaged.
Wow.
So I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens, and people don't even realize it.
But like the power supply, because that's where you started the point of that conversation, was to say that stuff starts to show signs that it's wearing down before it actually goes belly
it doesn't
up.
just in most cases. Now, if you get hit by, if God himself smites you, yes, it will go up in smoke right
We've got
then.
other things to talk about if that happens. I'm not worried about my power supply.
But most of the time, you know, squirrels jump on a transformer in Albuquerque, and these little surges come through, and it whittles your power supply down. And then eventually, you know, one day you go to hit the power button, and the lights come on and the fans come on, but the computer doesn't turn on.
So that's the power supply is one of the common issues that you've been seeing as these maintenance checkups are on sale. What are some of the other things that have surfaced?
Thermal. Lots of clogged fans, clogged cooling systems not working right, computers that have slowed themselves down by up to 50% because they're trying to stay cool. I mean, it's like it's coming up on summer, you know, the computer wants to put its shorts on, you go for a skinny dip there or something, you know. It's hot, right? And it wants to cool off, so it's going to slow its brain down to be cooler. And what happens then is what you experience is, man, this computer is so much slower than when I first got it, you know?
Listen, I like hearing some of your stories. So what's the worst that you've seen? Like somebody brings in their desktop or their laptop into your place, you open it up and you're like, oh my gosh, what did you guys do?
Yeah. As far as maintenance checkups go?
Yeah, what's the worst?
Okay, well, from a statistical standpoint, the worst was we got a computer on the bench. You know, we clean out temporary files, and this was obviously a glitch in their system that caused this number to be this big. But it said we removed like it ran the hard drive cleaner for like 4 days. And it got to the point where we knew the hard drive was healthy, and we're like, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's got to be locked up or something. We checked the processes. No, it's running. So we let it go. 4 days later, it comes back and says it removed 3.07 petabytes. Of temporary.
I've never even heard of petabyte.
A petabyte is like 100,000 gigabytes. I mean,
100,000 gigs?
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So it said it removed like petabytes. It's like
but
the
hard drive's
NSA.
not even that big, though.
The NSA, who records everything on the planet, stores it.
They
store it in petabytes. You know, you know. So we're like, there's no way that this 500 gig hard drive had petabytes.
No, yeah, their computer was slow.
So what's the
I'm guessing.
There was a file in there that was corrupt, and it was reporting that it was larger than it was.
Oh my gosh.
And so we removed it. So
okay,
yeah, that was.
So all of this stuff, most maintenance checkups, do they take 4 days?
No.
Okay.
No, in fact, Omaha and Papillion are actually out of queue now. So if you want to come in, you can come in. They're on sale for half off. Instead of $80, they're $39.99.
And that's several hours worth of work where you can just kind of go through the entire thing.
You get your whole computer cleaned up, get it running properly.
Including virus checks, hard drive checks, power supply checks. We have that little tester. You know, we had a person come into the shop that went to another store in town, and her computer was turning off randomly. Couldn't figure out why. You know, we have the $13 power supply tester that you can buy like on Amazon. You know, so we plug that in and say, yeah, your power supply is bad. And she's like, wow, how come the other shop couldn't figure that out? Well, they didn't have the $13 Amazon tester.
That's
I guess.
one of the several points that you touch on when people bring stuff in. And he only puts the maintenance checkup on sale once a year?
Once or twice, just depending, yeah.
So 3 locations rather, in our area between Village Point and then Papillion and then Lincoln. You can call, but you got to be without your computer for however long it takes for them to get everything done, and then they'll get it back to you ASAP.
About a day
online,
to 2.
SchrockInnovations.com.
My son will go see Imagination Movers.
Yeah.
He's 9. It's cult following. It really is.
Yeah.
My daughter's 3 and she loves the music.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Go to
50,000 other
Lustfest.
kids. Yeah.
Thanks, Thor. Well, HGTV